Hi there, students. Underage. Okay, underage is an adjective. It means below the legal age for some specific activity. So if somebody is underage, they're not yet a legal adult. They are still a minor. Now, normally underage talks about below the legally required, the standard age for things like drinking alcohol. So there are rules in most countries about the age at which people can start drinking. In the UK, there is a lot of underage drinking. But they are tightening up on the law. In many US states, people are under the age of 18 can't drink beer, and people are under the age of 21 for drinking spirits, for example, whiskey. So you would be underage. Yeah, underage drinking. Very often as well, underage it's the legal age to be able to consent to sexual relations. So underage sexual relations, underage sex, is something that is viewed very, very seriously. So underage, not yet a legal adult, a minor. So he's underage, she's underage. Now notice, underage, it depends on the country and it depends on the activity. You might be underage for voting as well. Let's see, in Thailand you are underage until you are 20. In the United Kingdom, in the UK, you are underage if you're below 18. But let's see, underage sex is at 16. And the age of criminal responsibility, the age at which a child can commit a criminal offence, is 10. So which is one of the lowest in Europe. That's gone up from 8. So it depends. It depends on what activity as to whether somebody is underage or not. So somebody who's underage is younger than the lowest age at which a particular activity is legally allowed. So there are laws against underage sex, against underage drinking. He was prosecuted for having sex with a girl who was underage. Okay, so if you are underage, you are not allowed to vote. Yeah, you've got to, in the UK, you've got to be 18 to vote. So of less than the legal age, although underage might as well, might talk about maturity. So we weren't allowed into the nightclub because we were underage. But I think the fact of underage, it depends if you look underage or you are underage. Gary Glitter was sentenced for molesting underage girls in the Far East. Okay, so he is a very nasty person who preys on underage girls. There was a fight, and the two underage girls were handcuffed. All of the suspects are underage, so then their names, so they will remain anonymous. Okay, so underage. An underage smoking program trying to stop young people from smoking. Quite a good thing. Okay, so underage. Yeah, in the UK, if you're underage, you're not allowed in a pub. I think the age to go in a pub is now 14, if I'm wrong. Okay, so underage, yeah, an activity which you're too young to do. Uh, drink alcohol, have sex, vote. But normally underage people can get alcohol by getting their older friends to go and get it for them. Um, I'm thinking drug abuse is not something that can be underage because it's illegal and therefore there is no legal age for it. So if somebody's underage, they're a minor, they're a juvenile. Yeah, they're not old enough. Um, so uh, there are things that you cannot do if you are underage. How was I to know that she was underage? She looked 18. Okay, people who are underage have their own specific problems. Okay, so if you're underage, you're too young. Underage. Underage. 5.5 informality. Use anywhere, although it's a touch on the more formal side. Underage.